Greetings, Vacation Bible Schoolers, and welcome to Music Time. It is Thursday, and today we are going to be learning and singing an old favorite. You might already know it. But before we get started singing, I want to talk about a very, very important thing that you can do from inside your house to protect the earth. All week, you've been learning amazing ways to protect the earth on the outside, by planting a garden, growing seeds, reusing and recycling things that we might normally throw away, right? But what about the inside of our house? We use electricity every single day. There are so many gadgets and electronics that we charge and leave on. What are some things that you can think of? That's right. We have lamps and lights, a television, phones, iPads, tablets, computers. Since it's summertime and it's so hot, a lot of us have fans running. All of those things use electricity and so many more. While it doesn't immediately have an effect on the environment, over time, electricity becomes a really big source of carbon dioxide emissions. That is not good for the environment. That's why it's important to turn off and unplug these things when you aren't using them. The easiest one is turning off the lights. In the kitchen, in the bathroom, the living room, your bedroom, everywhere. When you're not in the room, you can turn them off. The only light that you want to keep on all day, every day, is God's light.
So, the song that we are going to be learning today is This Little Light of Mine. For those of you that may not know it, it's very simple. It's got two phrases that you need to know. The first one is, this little light of mine, this little light of mine. Can you sing that for me? Ready, go. This little light of mine. So good. And then the second part is, I'm gonna let it shine. Can you sing that for me? Ready, go. I'm gonna let it shine. Very good. You've got verse 1. That's what we repeat, sometimes lower and sometimes back where we just sang it. We're gonna do that 3 times before we sing, let it shine, 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 let it shine. We're singing about God's light inside of us today. All right, let's try all of verse 1 together. Ready, go. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Great. So you've learned verse 1. Do we want to keep God's light to ourselves? No, we want to share it with our friends and our families and our neighbors, right? So for our second verse, we're going to sing, gonna take this light around the world. Gonna take this light around the world. I'm gonna let it shine. Let's try that together. Gonna take this light around the world. I'm gonna let it shine. Gonna take this light around the world. I'm gonna let it shine. Gonna take this light around the world. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. So good. So you've learned verses 1 and 2. Are you ready for your pop quiz? So think about the conversation about electricity that we had earlier, about knowing which lights we need to turn on and which lights we need to remember to turn off, right? So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about that. I will give you a light and you're going to respond by either singing, turn it off, or let it shine. Okay? Let's give this a go. I'm going to ask you a question. First one. The kitchen light. Turn it off or let it shine? Turn it off. Right. How about the bathroom light? Yep. Turn it off. How about God's light? Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. You guys did so good. You passed the test. Now let's sing our song all the way through. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Now, we don't want to keep that light to ourselves, so I'm gonna take this light around the world. I'm gonna let it shine. Gonna take this light around the world. I'm gonna let it shine. Gonna take this light around the world. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Oh, thank you so much for singing with me today. That was so much fun. That's one of my favorite songs. I hope that you have a wonderful Thursday. And please remember, when you leave a room, to turn off your light. See you tomorrow.